All right, you guys, I'm scared, man. Andy Rue has me reacting to Pain Remains Trilogy
Yep.
by Lorna Shore. The
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Lord have mercy. Here we go. Here we go, man. All right, well, I'm just going to bring it in. Let's get into it.
Yeah.
What is going down, world? Welcome to the 40-year-old FUQ Boyz podcast. I go by the name Black Pegasus, and I have a very special guest in the house, my man, Andy Rue.
What's going on?
Yeah, if you guys didn't know, he's 20 years younger than me. He's 23. He's an engineer, a producer, a singer, a rapper, classically trained pianist, and he's a lover boy.
Oh, yeah. All of them, all of the above, especially the last one.
So we're back in full effect. Now, he put me on to who? Chris Stapleton,
Yep.
Luke Combs, and now Lorna Shore.
Lorna Shore.
Now, the last video scared me.
I know it did.
I was like, this is going to give your boy
Oh,
nightmares.
yeah. But this one is cool. I like this one. One, because we have the lyrics.
Okay.
This person, which shout out to whoever edited this together and put the lyrics at the bottom, which I think that should be like a normal thing in deathcore, if I'm going to be honest. But that's just me. That would be really helpful.
How are you going to call this death, bro?
Yeah.
Dang it.
He's like, dang it.
I'm just like, what is there life core?
Yeah, maybe. Who knows?
What about heavenly core?
They do have Christian deathcore.
Why can't it be Christian? Okay. You guys, there's too many genres of music out there.
That's so funny.
I feel like saying Christian deathcore like negates Christian and death. It's like, oh, we're battling, so it's just core.
I'm sure there's a word for it or something. That's funny. Core cancels each other out. Reason why I wanted to show you this, though, is because there's a whole bunch of comments on people saying, a lot of people agreed that I should have showed you this one first, just because it's kind of funny because you've never been introduced to deathcore. But a lot of people were like, if you wanted something approachable, do this. Why? Because he's telling a whole story here, and I think it's going to be really interesting. I don't want to spoil too much, but it's really interesting.
Okay. All right. Well, let's get into it, you guys. Before we get started, don't forget to like, share, and comment on all the content. But if you're really rocking with the vibe, subscribe to the channel. For all you subscribers, thank you. We hit 100K. I think I'm getting a plaque from YouTube. I don't know, but whatever. Yo, it's lit, you guys. So let's get started. 40-year-old what? Boys are back in town. What?
Boys are back in town.
What?
Boys are back in town. 40-year-old FUQ Boyz podcast. Malt liquor for your ears. 40.
All right, let me get the logo down and bring the video up. Don't forget, you guys, we have a really good Ren interview. Yes, from Hi Ren. He was just in Rolling Stone. Did you see that?
No, I didn't
He's
see
in
that.
Rolling Stone this week.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
That's
it's
dope.
incredible.
Shout out Ren.
Yeah.
Ren doing his thing.
We got a dope interview with Ren, but what that goes to is we have original content on this channel. So I have music videos, because I am a rapper, freestyles off the top of the brain, interviews, all types of stuff. So if you get a chance, check out the channel for the original content, just like you do these reactions. And me love you long time, papi. What was I saying? I mean, I'll thank you. I mean, just check it out if you can, okay? All right. So
everything okay at home, bro?
Yeah. Now, I got to preface this, you guys, because people be getting so triggered in the comments.
Oh, yeah, it's hilarious.
Because they'll be like, how are you just going to disrespect this? And then because I said something, they start disrespecting rap music like I care.
Right.
I'm like, bro, I don't care.
At least it's not like that. Yo, that's my favorite thing. Not to go too off track, but man, I love NF to death. Man, that dude is so good. But his fans are so bad sometimes. Like, you will talk, someone brings up like a bad thing about NF, they'll be like, I bet you listen to cussing rap like Eminem and 50 Cent. I'm like, name someone else, please. God.
Anyways, shout out to everyone who watches this.
Absolutely.
If you're a super fan of Lorna Shore, awesome. I'm not dissing. A lot of times I'm being playful. But what I would like to say, because my life has been just like the Water Boy. So this is like, I was raised in a Christian family. And my mom, like, she was literally kind of like, yo, everything is the devil type. You know, we couldn't watch the Smurfs because I think Gabrielle and Azrael's names were like supposedly satanic. Like, I couldn't watch Thundercats because Numra's name. You know, just a bunch. Like, my mom tried to keep me away from what she thought was evil.
I wasn't allowed to play Pokemon because of the same reason.
There you go. So that's what I was raised on. So when you see some of these elements coming out, it's from that. If you can't deal with it, sorry for you. But I wanted you guys to know, like, yeah, actually, there were some people raised like that.
Yeah.
And I'm one of them.
Yeah.
So it just is what it is. Now, do I need to get my holy water on for this one?
No, this is actually really cool. So I also
right.
wanted to show you this because
I'm
it's going to show you really how like beautiful.
Oh.
I know it's kind of contradicting, but how beautiful deathcore can be and how they can
Yo,
use.
son.
Oh yeah, how they can
Yo.
use almost like this kind of like, because what's really cool, again, not to spoil too much, is this is going to take you through grief.
Okay.
And take you through processing grief and stuff. It's really cool. It's really cool. That's all I'm going to say. It's a really beautiful way to compose this.
When he said this is going to show you how death core is beautiful, I'm like, all right, man, let's freaking go. All right, here we go, you guys. Lorna Shore, Pain Remains, the full trilogy, and this is with subtitles, I believe.
Yep.
Here we go. Sounded like it was going to have an epic build-up, like the sounds I was hearing. It's like, okay, it's different, way different than the last one.
Oh, yeah. They do a lot of orchestral stuff, too.
Yeah, orchestra. Just a small town girl.
Imagine.
So this one's called Dancing Like Flames. So number one, Dancing Like Flames. Got it. I'm getting a vibe, and I don't know if but the dude being bald, I'm like, is it like a cancer type of thing with Pain Remains? But we'll see.
Yep.
Oh, hell nah. Dang, his wife. Bro, okay. This is weird to me. This is low key. Okay, I don't know what to say.
No, you're good.
This is fire. It's scary, but it's deep. Like, yo, I'm reading the lyrics, right?
Yeah.
And I'm actually being touched and captivated.
Mm-hmm.
But the sounds, I feel like chaos.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like I'm in Iraq and I'm in a tank gunning. Like, ah.
Yeah.
Like, ah.
Yeah.
I don't know what to think because the lyrics, I feel like this Shania Twain could sing this.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But then I'm like, okay, this is my honest to God question. In the chat, in the comments, to you right now, I need some answers. You take the subtitles down. Have you listened to this genre of music so much you would have understood these lyrics?
For the most part, yeah.
Because there's parts where I was like, I could make that out.
Yeah.
But most of it I couldn't.
So,
and
like,
these are really kind of deep lyrics. Like, it's funny because it's simple, but like it's real. And sometimes I say that on the channel, simplicity is a form of sophistication, the highest form of sophistication. And sometimes the truth cuts deeper than anything else. And these words cut deep. It's simple, but it's heartfelt and real, the words, you know?
Yeah,
it's
absolutely.
like if someone was reading this, would be like some dope poetry.
Yeah. And one of the things I said on the first Lorna Shore video that we looked at was that after a while it becomes like a dialect, but you eventually begin to understand kind of what they're saying. You don't understand every word, but yeah, you'll start really noticing like what to listen for in terms of the consonants and vowels and stuff.
I feel like you mother effers are Klingons. You know, like in Star Trek, and you could like, you're like, yeah, it's a dialect.
It literally
Dude, but my oh shit. Anyways, if you can hear it like that, then you must be able to speak it. That's fucking crazy to me.
Yeah.
But I get it because you do kind of like, I get it. Like, so if we keep it real, when I'm around my, let's say, corporate friends, right? And I'm around my hood friends, and my hood friend like, yeah, boy, we gonna get some slaw.
People
like
can't
that.
understand that.
I'm like, yeah, they just want some lettuce. They want a salad. And they're like, oh, Jimmy wants a salad. Tyrone wants a salad.
Man, phone, you see him with a carton phone.
Yeah. She's like, yeah, he want a carton of Marlboros. I get it. Oh, good. Anyways, Newports, actually. But, okay, let's get back into it. Lorna Shore, they're going crazy. That's crazy because the lyrics make me damn near want to cry.
Yeah.
Like it reminds me of losing my mom to cancer.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like and I'm just like sheesh. But then the music just makes me still feel like trying to do 40 karate kicks.
Yeah. I
like
think
it's just like, and it's like so it's I don't know how to take this in because it seems like two polar opposite things going on.
Well, the way that I kind of when I listen to the music and I hear things from him saying like a world without you isn't meant for me, it's kind of like, I don't know if you've ever been so like upset that you just want to like scream and you just kind of want to get that out. You just want to punch it. Like that's kind of what it's about, where you're just like, you're going through so much and you need something to you just have to let it out.
It's so interesting you said that, because I've been in those moments, in loss, losing friends, a bunch of stuff. And I'll be playing like R&B. Yeah. And I'll and it's like talking about this, but I'll be screaming into the pillow, like, what the, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Damn. I never thought of it like that.
Yeah.
That's very good, because, people do want to scream, and why not listen to screaming music?
Yeah, exactly. It kind of helps you.
Crazy.
Yeah. One of the cool interpretations I actually saw, I was reading the Genius lyrics, and they mentioned an interview that they had with Will Ramos, or it was actually a website that had this, and Will Ramos is the lead singer, and he helped write it. He wasn't the main writer. I actually think the guitarist was. Anyway, Will was saying, a lot of people depict this as loss and stuff like that, but another way to interpret, at least how he interprets it, is kind of like when you have a dream about a relationship, or like a really like romantic dream or something like that, and then you wake up and it's gone. And I thought that was a really cool interpretation. The other thing I want to point out, which you might not have noticed this, is in each part there's a different kind of weather or theme. So the first one was rain, and this one is snow. Yeah. And then there'll be another one on the third part.
Yeah, the way I was interpreting is different. So from what I've went through, so I lost my mom to cancer. One of my homies, good friend, took himself out. It's a long story. And then me and my wife had 2 stillborn births. So in the process of dealing with that, from what I'm gauging, I was going to wait till the third one to see, but there's different stages. Like the first one is like this, oh my God, this isn't real. Yeah. You're not going to go. Oh my God, you're going. And it's just a whole process, like, oh my gosh, you're gone. Yeah. Then you go through this very, very deep, dark point in your life where you're like, you're a zombie. Everything's cold, everything's blank. And that's what I was getting. And so it could be stages of grief, but I didn't want to say that until I saw the last one. But that's what I'm getting so far, because I know right after my mom passed and I've been through certain things that you get really cold and you feel like a zombie.
Almost
and you feel numb.
Yeah.
And then it takes time to get out of that. When you get out of there, there's this thing where you're like, you're still hurt, but you can live with the hurt. It's just, it's hard to explain.
That's really cool, because I'm only 23 and all my family is pretty young. So I haven't experienced loss like that, at least anyone like super close to me. So that's really cool that I got your perspective on that, because I didn't even think of it like that. But now, like, looking at how he's just kind of sitting in that room, they're taking her out, but he's still sitting in the exact same spot as when she was in there and stuff, just like that. Absolutely.
Because you go through this phase, you're like, nah. Like, I remember my mom first told me she had terminal cancer. I'm like, no, you don't. It's not. You're going to be fine. We're going to figure this out. And you deny it, and you deny it. And it just gets realer and realer and realer as the process goes. And until you actually go through it, it's not really explainable. And now that I've gone through it, I can sit down and talk with someone else who's gone through it.
It's heavy.
Yeah, it is for sure.
Sorry, I giggled not because any of it's funny, but it's just because we got real deep and then we hit play. It was just the hard.
It's like you should be feeling like, I miss you. And it's just like,
That's the only reason why I laughed anyway.
didn't slit his throat, did he?
No.
Oh,
Yeah,
he
he passed. I
fainted?
think he passed out before then. Yeah,
Bro,
that's what I thought at first. I was like, oh my gosh.
it's weird because I mean, what they're saying is really real because death changes everything, and it tests your faith. It does a lot of different things,
Yeah.
but what I'm tripping out on, and you can correct me if I'm wrong. I think music is changing, because this generation has heard everything under the sun.
Yeah.
I think, like, I never thought in deathcore, yeah, you're going to hear about like death or what it's called, deathcore,
Yeah.
right? But in this way, where it's almost like an emotional, like I'm telling you in a poetic way about feelings and this process of losing someone. And I don't know if this has ever been done before, but from what I've been seeing from reacting is this generation is testing the boundaries of everything.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like the fact that you said there's a Christian deathcore, like that's insanity,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
Doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah.
But then at the same time, I'm watching music change because it's already went through these processes where you only had rappers, then you had singers and rappers. Now you have rappers that rap fast, singers and da-da-da. Now you have rock stars who rap better than rappers, and now you have rappers who play guitar better than rocker. You see, it's just like everything is being bended in space and time with music, and that's what I think music is, the universal language. So if this speaks to someone, then as I'm reading the lyrics, I definitely have a way more respect. Not that I didn't have disrespect in the last reaction.
More respect
I just
for the arts.
But it's just like I can understand it, right? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I didn't understand the last one. I was like, yo, Satan's growling at me. That's, I'm hearing dinosaurs.
Yeah. And one of the cool things, and honestly, you wouldn't be that wrong about To the Hellfire, but no, I think it's really cool. It is kind of cool that there is an outlet for some people, because some people will resort to either violence or just this really bad anger, or even get into like these really intense, suicidal thoughts. And I think it's really cool that I feel like it's kind of a new thing in the last, in the most recent, generations, where now instead of trying to like make music that's going to not like make you feel better, but like kind of just be like, hey, everything's going to be okay. Sometimes it's good to be able to relate to someone who is going through these same thoughts that you're going through, and that can actually make you feel better in itself. And I think that's what deathcore and songs like this really, capture.
Well, that also makes me realize the emergence of this type of music is because this generation is the most mentally unhealthy than any generation there was, which that's another thing we should be looking at.
Absolutely.
From other, it's not the music's fault, but why is that? Why is this generation, we have all the pharmaceuticals we need to change the game, and it's getting worse. Maybe we might want to question that.
You said such a cool thing, too. I can't remember which reaction. I think it was Diazepam that you told me this, but I thought it was really, interesting, and I never thought of it this way when you said we're also the most privileged country, and it's only in like the most privileged countries that have all of these, at least these crazy rates of, mental health illness. I thought that was really cool. The other thing I want to point out is I wanted to kind of get your thoughts, and if you have any thoughts on this, but one of the things that stuck out to me when I first watched these music videos was that they didn't use a young couple. They used more of a middle-aged couple, and I feel like you don't see that enough in media. I feel like all the love stories and stuff that you see in media, even when it is about loss and stuff, is about it's just young teens or young adults,
I was actually going to say that, not that exactly, but until this scene with the knife, it reminded me of my dad when he lost my mom. There's things that reminded me of what my dad's sorrow, which I can't even imagine, but he never went as far as like, this is
thank God.
So, all right, let's get into it. Crazy how a lot of these people are putting together like movie style music videos.
It's crazy.
Ren and F, now them. That's like crazy. It's all like the trilogy too. Like it's like set up like some Star Wars.
Oh yeah. I thought it was really, really interesting, and I think a lot of people, when they hear that death of God line, they think of it as a very, like, I feel like a lot of people would immediately resort to atheism. Oh, this is about atheism. I think it's more or less like when you know, one of the things you said, test your faith, and I think that's such a very real thing that people don't talk about too much when it comes to loss. Is just that you're so angry at the world about the things that have happened to you and stuff that you're like, you know what, like, is God even real? Is this even? And it's just like super heavy and intense.
Yeah, the first thing you do is just you blame. If you believe in God, you blame God.
Yeah.
You're like, why'd you let this happen?
Yeah.
Sometimes you curse him. Like, I've been there.
Yeah.
Or you're just like, yeah, do something to me, God.
Yeah.
You wouldn't dare. You're not really there.
Yeah.
And that's just the human experience of, you know, just being vulnerable and just being at a weak point. And
Yeah.
it's yeah, for sure. Yeah, this is crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you go through this phase cursing God, and then there's moments. It just depends on what type of person you are, but sometimes you want everyone else to feel your pain as well, depending on, you know, your anger level.
Yeah.
Sometimes people will be like, I wouldn't want my worst enemy to feel this pain.
Yeah.
So it goes back and forth.
Yeah.
So
it really depends on how you know, I can't imagine going through something like this. Like, I'm seeing these scenes of like everyone leaving the funeral and he's just sitting there. Like, I'm just like, I cannot imagine losing like a spouse like that.
And even when it happens, you're just like, this is surreal. This isn't happening. It just takes time to actually, like, you sleep, you have these weird dreams, like they're still there. You're none of it makes sense.
Yeah.
The craziest part about this part, this is actually how I felt when we had our first stillborn birth.
Yeah.
We had a little boy. It was like 6.5 months, and I was so angry that his heart stopped beating, and then my wife had to give birth to him.
Yeah.
This whole thing going on here, I'm trying to keep my emotions on point right now because I was so angry. I wouldn't even hold his body. Like, there was a moment where they let us hold the body and stuff, and I was just so angry and tormented. It's like, it reminded me when he threw all those pictures off the
someone that you care about, allegedly.
Yeah,
you know,
and you're just
angry.
like, you don't know how to process what you're going through. Yeah, that's wild.
Let this fire run down.
So it's weird because there's so much here. Like I'm like the complete opposite because he kept saying, you know, the death of God and all this stuff. And like for me personally, you know, I had kind of fallen from grace and left my faith. And actually all the loss in my life is what brought me to faith.
Yeah.
Because I was in this moment similar to him where I'm sitting in this empty house with nothing. Everything is dark. And I was like, there's nothing left. I have nothing left.
Yeah.
I have nothing left. And then something was like, it was just weird. I was like, I have nothing left but faith.
Mm-hmm.
I have nothing left but faith that everything will work out and it will change. Mm-hmm. And then that little bit of faith that was like faith that there is something more and there's a reason behind this. And then it started trickling to my faith back into God to where I am today. And it's interesting because after going through all the crazy loss, I've just a lot of good things have happened since then. So anyways, I'm going to play the rest. I don't know if there's
I
any
think
more.
it's just a couple more scenes. That's all it is.
I was just hoping it would end a little differently.
Yeah.
But, I mean, we're in a dystopian time, so I understand. And this people go through this. People feel this way. This happens all the time.
Yeah.
I've been through a lot. Like, dude, I haven't even mentioned all my friends who died in the gang culture. Like, it's just like, as a man, you have to almost compartmentalize things so you can keep moving. Because life is like a war. Mm-hmm. And, to get through it, I mean, men have to deal with a lot more horrific things than people would realize. Men face the most violent crimes. Yeah. Men face the highest, take yourself out rates. I say it like that because YouTube's weird about the S word. It's wild.
Yeah.
I mean, they definitely lived up to the name death metal in that one. Deathcore or whatever it is.
Right.
Sheesh.
Yeah.
All right, that was heavy. I mean, I really liked where it was going. It's unfortunate the way it had to end.
And there's two ways you can go, when you feel that way. There's two ways. You either get infinitely better or you let it take over you. And I thought it was interesting how you said that, it brought you back to faith and stuff because I feel like...
Because I was like, this is all that's left. I have nothing left. Yeah. I'm down to the bare bones. There's no reason these things should have happened. Yeah. Why? And I was like, the only thing I had left to keep me was belief or faith in something bigger than myself.
Yeah.
You know?
And the same thing that can like take you out of that faith will bring you back in, and I thought that's very, very poetic.
It's wild, dude. It's crazy because, dude, this was dope. This was heavy. Yeah. This is crazy.
Yeah.
All right, Lorna Shore. Sheesh. I still could barely understand what the hell you were saying.
It's good to have the lyrics.
I definitely needed the subtitles.
Yeah.
But dude, I'm glad I feel like I got to see another layer of what they're about, and that was cool. And the other thing is like respecting the craftsmanship of the art of writing and poetry. Like even the way he put together soliloquies, melody, like that wordplay, like that's almost like could be rap wordplay. The way it was put together. And
there's some really cool rhyme schemes in there too.
And there was a part where he kind of rapped for like just like 2 bars.
I can't remember what he said there, but
it was dope. Overall, I'm just trying to take it all in because there's so much. There's emotions, there's poetry, there's lyrics, there's this really great movie type music video. Sheesh. Anyways, well, there you guys have it. Let me know what you think of this. Shout out to Andy Roof for putting me on, man.
Absolutely.
Lorna Shore. All right, man. You get the cap off from your boy, Pepper Sauce. Let's keep it moving, you guys. Like, share, and comment on all the content. If you rock with the vibe, subscribe to the channel. Let's get it. 40.
Thank you for being some man. 40 years down the road, back again. 40. FUQ boys.
40. All right.